Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm really excited to be playing with some new Covergirl makeup. They actually sent me a box, gosh, it was probably a couple weeks ago at this point, and I'm just now sitting down and getting a chance to try it out. We have some new things from their Clean Fresh line. There's a pressed powder I'm super excited to try. They have some like face mists that look really fun too. They have a new concealer. We've got bronzers and blushes, eyeshadows, and lip products. There's just a lot to try out. And I realized, you guys, it's been so long since I've done like a new drugstore makeup video because literally since March, I do not go to Walmart as much as I used to because of quarantine and things. So I'm realizing that like, oh my gosh, there's probably so much that I'm missing out on. I know you guys love drugstore videos. I love to discover new things at the drugstore. So I'm gonna try to be better at keeping up on new launches, even if I'm not at the drugstore as frequently as I used to be, because that's honestly how I was able to stay up to date on so many launches at the drugstore, was like being there in person. But anyway, we're gonna try out a ton of new stuff today. Let's just get right into it. First off, we're gonna start with one of these mists. Let's see, these are the new Covergirl Clean Fresh Prep and Set Water Mist. We have two different types. The rose one is for hydrating, prepping, and setting, and it's supposed to make the skin look smooth. This one is the cucumber version. It does the same thing, but it makes the skin look dewy. So I'm thinking that I will smooth out my skin with the rose one to prep, and then I will use this one at the end to make things a little more dewy. So let's go ahead and spritz the face. Ooh, so it definitely has a rose scent, but it's not overpowering. It's actually really nice. So Covergirl also sent me this right here. This is the new Simply Ageless Skin Blurring Serum. Now, apparently you can use this underneath makeup and it's gonna give you a nice blurred effect. So I'm gonna use about this much. And when they sent this to me, they didn't have too much like info on all these products, so I will try to do my research after filming and maybe put prices next to the products down in the description. Okay, so this is definitely a smoothing kind of a thing. It doesn't feel super smoothing like a silicone primer would. It almost is a nice in-between balance between a rich moisturizer and a silicone primer. I'm just trying to describe it to you. The fragrance is pretty heavy in this, but it smells nice, and if it doesn't linger, then usually it doesn't bother me. But I'm just gonna go ahead and focus this on the T-zone. That's where I have the largest pores, and that's where I want the most like airbrush kind of a look. Okay, next we're gonna go into the Covergirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. Now this is something that I've tried before. I actually did a whole review on the first half of this line when they launched it, so I will have that link down below. I have no idea what happened to the original shade that I tried. I am normally the shade Fair Light. This is the shade Light. I looked everywhere for it. I don't know if I accidentally gave it away to somebody thinking that I had a duplicate and maybe I didn't. So we're just gonna have to make it work with the shade Light. Hopefully this works since it is a little bit more of a sheer coverage formula. Oh yeah, it seems to be working perfectly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this all over the skin. And I really do like this product a lot. It's a great everyday kind of a base. It does have more of a dewy finish, but overall I think it makes the skin look really, really fresh and healthy. And it doesn't have insane coverage, but you can build it up if you want to, which is really nice. I'm just gonna go ahead and take my sponge with whatever is left on the back of my hand, and I'm just gonna press the rest of the foundation into the skin. Hopefully these formulas work well together. I know they're both from Covergirl. I'm talking about the primer and this foundation, but you just never know sometimes if a certain primer is going to mesh well with the complexion products, so hopefully things look good. They seem to be meshing well together as of now. I think everything looks really nice. Okay, so as you can see, that gives nice coverage. It's not gonna be too overpowering, but the skin still looks like skin, which I really like. So this is one of the new products that I'm very excited to try. They sent me 4 shades. They have more shades than this, but they just sent me 4 for me. Let's see here. I'm gonna use the shade, maybe this one. I'm gonna try the shade Fair. And this is a hydrating concealer, and that's all I know about it right now. Ooh, it has a very thin formula. I'm just gonna apply that under the eyes, and I'm actually going to use my sponge to blend this out directly. Okay, so that's what it looks like blended under the eyes. I really like how fresh it looks. It's kind of similar to the Skin Milk in the sense that you get coverage, but it's not overpowering. I'm gonna take a little bit of a deeper shade. This is called Fair Light. I'm gonna use this on the areas that I want a little more coverage in general, so over all of my blemishes or dark spots. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend everything out really gently with the same sponge. I'm gonna take what's left on the sponge and just run this on my eyelid just to kind of even out the skin tone there. Okay, so that's what the complexion looks like after blending out the concealer. It's definitely something that I would say is for every day. It's not full coverage glam, but I mean, that's kind of the idea of this whole line. The Clean Fresh line from Covergirl is just like everyday type of no makeup vibes. So let's go ahead and try out the pressed powder from the Clean Fresh line. I've been really excited about this. I'm gonna open up the shade Porcelain. The nice thing about this in the packaging, if you do shop for this in stores, is you can open it and see the inside. That's something that's so nice, because sometimes with pressed foundations, they're just like stuck behind the packaging and you just have to go off of the little dot of the color to see what your shade might be. So I really like that about this. Okay, I'm just gonna take that on a powder brush. This is the shade Porcelain, and I'm gonna use that to set the under eye concealer. They also have a translucent pressed powder, which is nice. So if you don't want something that's pigmented, you could always try the translucent powder. I just wanted to try the tinted version to see how well it brightens the under eye area, and it seems to be doing a really good job actually. Maybe I'll try the translucent because I have it right here. Here's what it looks like in the packaging. I'm gonna try a little bit of this in the T-zone over top of my pores right here through the smile lines to set that. I'll also use the translucent powder to set the T-zone up here, and I'll also set the nose with this too. I always like to take my sponge and go back over really lightly after I've applied powders. I just think it helps mesh everything into the skin so nicely. It comes with one of those powder puffs, which I really like. I think they're convenient for when you're on the go and you need to just touch up. It's nice to be able to have one of these to kind of press in the areas where you need more powder. So just pointing that out as well if you were wondering. I think the packaging is really cute on this too. By the way, you guys, this is not sponsored. I feel like I always have to clarify that, because sometimes when I do, you know, brand focused videos, or if I'm really speaking highly of a specific product or of a brand, sometimes there's comments from people saying that, you know, it's sponsored. But just so you know, every time I have a sponsored video or piece of content, it is very clear. I state it verbally, it's in the description box, it's everywhere. So just, you know, going into the future, just be aware of that and know that the whole like secret sponsorship thing is just not my vibe at all. Like, I will tell you guys when I'm working with a brand. So, you know, that was kind of a tangent, but yeah, this is not sponsored, but they were sent to me. All these products were sent to me. So I want to make that disclaimer. We're gonna move into complexion. We have a bronzer to try out actually. This is really interesting. This is the Covergirl True Blend So Flushed High Pigment Bronzer. They only sent me one shade. I don't know if there's multiple shades in this or not. I think there might be, but here it is right here. This is the shade 390 Sunset Glitz. And it does have a little bit of a gold sheen. I don't know if it's picking up on camera. Oh my gosh, there we go. I don't know if it's picking up on camera or not, but there is a little bit of a sheen to it. I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush and tap off the extra. I have no idea what to expect, so I'm just gonna start applying this to the forehead and the cheeks. Okay, so a little bit does go a long way. I accidentally applied a little too much on the forehead just then. So tap off the brush if you're using this, and then I'm just kind of slowly building this up and working it into the skin. I actually do like the sheen that it has. I don't mind a little bit of a sheen in my bronzers these days. Like the Bare Minerals liquid bronzer has a little bit of a sheen and I love it. It's one of my favorites. So I'm not minding this at all. It's not sparkly. It just had a little bit of a golden glow to it. Making sure to blend that down the neck. This would be gorgeous, like blended onto the neck and chest as well, because it does have that little bit of a sheen. So it would just make your body look really healthy too. I'm taking a powder brush. This is not the one that I used. Maybe I should use the one I used. That's kind of small, but oh well. I'm just gonna kind of blend the edges a little bit with whatever's left on the brush we used with the pressed powder. I just like to make sure the edges are blended. And then I'm gonna take my sponge again and press over the edges. Wow, I really like this. It definitely is a healthy, glowy bronzer. So if you don't like any sort of sheen in your bronzers, you wouldn't like this because, you know, it is a visible sheen, but it just makes the skin look dewy, honestly. I like that. I like when powder products make the skin look dewy, or like you're wearing a cream product even. Because for me, like powder products have a little more longevity on my skin. So I'm really into this so far. I like it. Okay, we're gonna try a blush. This is the Covergirl True Blend So Flushed High Pigment Blush. And they sent me two shades. Here they are right here. I'm gonna be using this shade right here. This is called 320 Love Me. This also has the same sort of sheen as the bronzer. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this on a big fluffy brush. Now it says it's high pigment, so I don't wanna go too ham. Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this on the cheeks. Oh wow, yeah. So it definitely has that golden sheen to it, but It's not sparkly though, that's the thing. Yeah, I'm looking up close at my skin and it looks like a really natural highlighter is throughout, but there's no actual glitter flecks, which is kind of nice. My only concern is like if it will emphasize the pores here, which it looks like it kind of did, but I guess I can always take my translucent powder and just kind of like press that out. I'm gonna go ahead and go back into the powder brush. And same thing, I'm just kind of going over the edges a little bit. I might add a little more of that translucent powder just to smooth things out here where I accidentally applied too much of the blush. Well, overall, I think my skin looks really nice and healthy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm actually into this. I didn't think I would be. I'm normally not really into shimmery blushes like this, but you could use it on its own or you could use them as a blush topper if you're somebody who prefers more of a matte finish. I don't even think I need highlighter, honestly. I think that looks really nice. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. I'm just gonna use this. This is from Anastasia. It's the brow definer and I wear the shade medium brown. I'm just gonna quickly fill in my brows really fast. Okay, so brows are on. Next, I'm really excited about these. I think these are part of like their fall launch. I don't know if they're in stores yet or not. These are the new Covergirl Exhibitionist lid paints. So they're liquid eyeshadows and I'm so excited about it. Okay, I'm debating between two shades. They sent me 4 shades. I don't know if these are all 4 shades or what. Ooh, this one is a matte brown. Ooh, that sounds nice. This one's called Coconuts. And then I'm also kind of looking at this right here. This could be pretty. This is in the shade Darling and it's a gorgeous shimmer. Which one should I use? I'm kind of wanting to do the matte one because we have some eyeshadow quads that I'm going to use. So apparently you can use this as an eyeshadow base. You can also use it on its own. So I just put a little bit on the back of my hand. Ooh, it has a nice like whipped texture. I am super excited about this, honestly. I'm going to start applying it with a brush. And then once it's kind of evenly distributed, I'm gonna press it in with my finger. Okay, I'm kind of building it up a little bit more in the crease. It's actually pretty easy to work with. Hopefully it doesn't dry down too fast. I'm also gonna take some along the lower lash line. Okay, I really like this shade because it's not too dark. Sometimes when it comes to a matte brown cream shadow, at least a lot of the ones that I currently own or I've tried in the past, it's a little bit too dark in the sense of it doesn't really create an effortless look. I could literally walk out the door with just mascara on after applying this and I would feel really confident in it because the shade just blends in to my skin tone really well. It's not too deep of a shade on me, so I really like this so far. Yeah, that blended out really nice. Okay, I would be happy just leaving it as is, but I do want to try a couple of powder shadows. Oh, just if you're curious, here are the other 2 colors. We have like an olive green and a purple. I'm gonna have to try these later. This one's called Amaretto and this one is called Stargaze. Fun. The bottles are really small, but when it comes to liquid eyeshadows, I can't even tell you the last time I went through a whole bottle of one of these. You just need the smallest amount, so I don't think size really matters on that. They sent me some new eyeshadow quads. I think these are really beautiful. I got 3 shades. So this one right here is called Dreamland, and the thing I'm already liking about these quads is they have 2 matte shades and 2 shimmer shades. Sometimes, like, I hate it when a quad only has 1 matte because usually I need 2 mattes minimum to create an eye look, at least for myself personally. So I like that these have 2 mattes and 2 shimmers. This one is called Zenning Out. It's a really pretty cool tone palette. And then we have one that's a little warmer toned called Sunshine Escape. I'm thinking of playing with this since it kind of matches the base I just applied, or maybe we do this. Maybe we do this because the blush was a little brighter, but I'm excited about this palette. So I'm going to use the Dreamland palette. And it looks like it does come with one of these little applicators. I'm somebody who loves brushes, so I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use my brushes, but I'm going to dip into this shade right here. It's a really pretty mauve. And let me see. Okay, yeah, the cream shadow dried down. It's a little tacky, but it dried down to a slight powder. I'm gonna run this through the crease just to create a little bit more of a transition. I mean, that cream shadow would have been a good enough transition shade probably, but I'm trying to try out all the products, you know? This looks nice. Okay, I'm just gonna take that same color on the same brush and I'm gonna layer that on top of the cream shadow on the lower lash line. I'm so into like a good old taupey mauve eye look like this. I think it's actually really wearable for every day, or you can glam it up if you want. Next, I'm gonna take the deep matte shade in the palette and I'm just gonna start working that on the outer third of the eye just to create a little bit more dimension in the crease and along the lash line. I'm going to take a bit of that shade and just apply it on the very outer edge of the lower lash line. All right, we're gonna go in with the very lightest shade in the palette, and I'm going to apply this on the inner portion of the lid. Ooh, that's so pretty. I wonder how much these retail for, because they're reminding me a little bit of the e.l.f. eyeshadow quads. The e.l.f. quads are only $3, so I'd be interested to know how much these are. I'm applying a little bit in the inner corner as well, and a little along the lower lash line. And I'm going to take a little bit of what's left on the brush after using the shimmer shade and apply it underneath the brows. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find these online right now. Okay, yeah, I just found it on Amazon for $7.94, so definitely not $3, but I really like how my eye look turned out. I'm just using that same brush we used earlier to blend out all of the edges. Okay, they also sent me this right here. This is the new Lash Blast Lash and Brow Serum. And at first I wasn't going to use this because I thought you would have to use this like at night on bare lashes, but you can use it under mascara. And you're supposed to let it set but not completely dry before going into your mascara. That's cool. Let's try it. I've never actually really used an eyelash serum, but you know, it wouldn't hurt. Here's what the bottle looks like. I'll show you the applicator. It's really interesting. There it is right there. So fascinating. I feel like it's gonna get a little dirty though if I use it after doing eyeshadow. But I'm just gonna apply this on my top lashes. I have no desire for my lower lashes to grow any longer, so I'm not gonna put them on the lower lashes, but okay, I'm just gonna apply that there. It feels weightless. I won't be able to know if it makes my lashes grow or not for a while. And then I'm gonna let it set but not dry. So right now it's pretty wet still. So I'm just gonna give it a little bit longer. And then I'm gonna use the Covergirl Exhibitionist Uncensored Mascara. I love the Exhibitionist mascara. I tried this once. I completely forgot what my opinion was on it, so we're gonna try it again. And I'm just going to apply that right over top of the lash serum. Oops, I got a little mascara on the eyelid, but no worries. I always clean that up at the end. I'm interested to see if the serum affects the way the mascara wears. I guess we will find out. All right, last but not least, we have some lip colors. Now these are matte liquid lipsticks. They're the new Outlast Ultimate. I think they're new. Who knows though? I think they are. These are the Outlast Ultimate liquid lipsticks. They're supposed to last for 24 hours. I'm trying to show you guys all the shades they sent. I don't know if these are all the shades or not, but here's the range that I have. I'm obviously gravitating toward the nude shades. Personally, I'm really into that one right there. This could work, it'd be cute with the pink cheeks. That could also work. This one literally looks like my lips but better, so let's try this one. This is in the shade 105. I can't pronounce that. I don't know how to say this. Very sincere? I don't know, somebody help me. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this all over the lips. Ooh, the texture is really nice. It's a little bit moussey. I wasn't expecting that, actually. I like that color. It's nice and rosy. Before it dries down, I'm going to take a little bit of that more beigey tone called Love You Mocha. Oh, I'm trying to hurry before it dries down. I'm going to add that in the center of the lips and use my finger to blend it in. Okay, I can feel it drying. I'm going to try not to like smash my lips together just so that I can feel how it dries down. Well, I really like how my makeup looks today, honestly. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to buff off the mascara marks. How do you guys feel about liquid lipsticks now? Are you somebody who still wears them a lot, or are you more of like a lip gloss kind of person? I definitely have become like a lip gloss person, which when I first started my channel, I think I verbally said that I don't like lip gloss. So I've changed quite a bit. I'm just gonna go back into the porcelain shade of that pressed powder, and I'm wanting to go right along the sides of my nose right here where I have the largest pores. And I felt like the blush kind of emphasized that because I brought it in too close. But other than that, I really like how everything is looking. We're gonna go ahead and set the face with the cucumber spray. This is again the Clean Fresh Prep and Set Water Mist, and this is supposed to make your skin dewy. So I'm gonna focus this on the outer portions of the face. That smells good too. It smells like cucumber, obviously, but in the same way that the rose scent wasn't too overpowering, this is also, you know, not too much of a fragrance, which I really like. Okay, I'm gonna take my sponge and just press everything down into the skin a little more. I'm gonna do a little brow gel because I can't live without it. This one's just from Benefit. It's the 24-hour brow setter. The lipstick still feels like it's drying down a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna stay like slightly tacky or if it's gonna fully dry down. I'm not sure yet. A lot of times when it comes to liquid lipsticks, when I do wear them, I do like having that wiggle room of time to make sure you perfect like the lip lines and the application and the color before it actually sets into the lips, because after it dries down, you know, it's not going anywhere. So that's always nice and helpful. Okay, well, I really like how my complexion looks. It definitely looks really fresh. I didn't even need a highlighter because of the blush and bronzer. I'm really excited to continue to wear all these products. I'm actually so excited about the cream shadow from Covergirl. I'm always looking for good drugstore options when it comes to these. The other one that I love so much is from Almay, so I'm excited to play with the shimmer shade to see how it compares, but the matte shade was really amazing for a good base, and I feel like I'm going to use this by itself, so I'm actually really excited about that. I enjoyed this eyeshadow quad a lot. I don't know if it's worth $7 personally, but if you're somebody who doesn't really wear eyeshadow except for on special occasions and you only wear a couple of colors when you do wear eyeshadow, you might actually enjoy these. I felt like the formula was really nice and it made a really pretty look. The bronzer I'm excited about. The sheen was beautiful. I do think I would continue to wear this. The blush I'm gonna have to be careful with because it did emphasize texture and pores in the T-zone, which, you know, any sheen or shimmer product is going to do that. So I just wasn't aware of how sheeny this was. So I'm going to be careful with that in the future, but I do really like how it looks on the cheeks. I think it makes my cheeks look so glowy and so healthy. So I'm excited about that. So far so good on the powder. I will keep you updated on how that wears. And I was pleasantly surprised by these sprays. The applicator was really nice too. Sometimes at the drugstore, maybe because they just make so many of these sprays, sometimes I've had experiences where, you know, face sprays from the drugstore will kind of spit at you. This didn't at all. This was really beautiful, so I'm excited. And yeah, I mean, obviously I'm gonna have to see how everything wore, especially the primer and stuff like that, but honestly, I'm really happy with how everything turned out. Before I close the video, I will put a little video clip of a mini wear test vlog so you guys can see how it wore throughout the day, and then we will end the video. But yeah, I did want to wear this for a little while today. I can't really do like a full-on wear test today, but I just want to update you a little bit on how things wear. Okay, so I've been wearing this foundation for a few hours now. It is currently dark outside, so I'm using my bathroom lights to try to show you guys what everything looks like. So I definitely have my full opinion on a lot of what I'm wearing. I would say that the blush definitely has continued to emphasize some of the pores. So next time I wear it, because I still really love how glowy my skin looks, but next time I wear it, what I'm gonna do is just avoid getting too close to the pores so I can avoid making them look larger than they are. The other thing I wanted to point out was underneath the eyes. I don't know if it's gonna show up really, but under the eyes, things started to look actually a little bit crepey. I don't know if it's because I have dry under eyes right now that I wasn't aware of, or if it was the concealer or the powder or the combo. That was the only thing that I didn't love about my makeup today, but I guess I applied the powder in the T-zone, and everywhere else I applied the powder looks really good. So it could just be, honestly, that my under eyes are actually dry. I love the eyeshadow primer. The eyeshadow is looking really good. It's been lasting super well all day. The mascara looks good. The lip color is really beautiful as well, and I actually ate dinner and forgot I was wearing it, and it literally looks the same as when I applied it. It didn't budge at all. So I had a really good makeup day. I really loved how glowy my skin looked. Again, I would be more cautious with the blush next time. I love how the bronzer looks though. It's definitely, you know, a sheeny kind of a bronzer, but I've been into that these days. So yeah, that's my update. Hope that was helpful for you guys. And now we will go and close out the video. All right, you guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was really fun for me to dive into some drugstore makeup, and I have so many more new products that have recently been sent to me that are drugstore brands. So I'm gonna be doing another like testing drugstore video very soon. So I hope you guys are excited for that coming. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. That's it for me today. Let me know in the comments if you guys have tried any of these products out and what your thoughts are. I always love to hear from you and hear your opinions on the things that I try out. And yeah, that's it for me today. I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye!